Welcome to episode 70, Checkpoint Chat. We've passed nice. It's done.
Nice +1.
Nice +1.
We've established I need to introduce myself. I'm Matthew Figueroa. You haven't even introduced yourself.
I haven't. I'm Alessandro.
You're like, hey, and I just jumped in.
No,
surprise.
Sometimes you have to. Sometimes you just got to
I'm
take
in the
bull by
house,
the
I'm here.
horns. You got to be assertive in any way you can.
When life gives you a podcast,
Make
introduce yourself.
audio.
Make words come out of your mouth.
That is generally
This is how podcasts work. Yeah. So how are you doing?
I'm good. Listening to the chorus of dogs in the background,
I know.
which
I
probably
think-
no one can hear.
I think our sound setup is good enough now that the dogs don't come through.
Oh,
as I say that,
as you say
they-
that,
they've
now they're
just
getting
ramped
loud
it up.
right here. Well
Wow,
done. Well
okay.
done on this.
damn, that's like right outside your bedroom.
Yeah, and I didn't even close my window. You keep talking while I go do that.
Why did that happen though? They were so like in the distance, "Arr," and then I'm like, you can't even hear them. Like, well, we'll show you. Jeez, like that is loud. Okay, the window provides some sound protection, but we can still hear them.
Yeah. No, but it's because you spoke about it, and they were like, "Huh,
Challenge
this
accepted.
guy's fucking here talking shit about us." Yeah.
Barking accepted.
Barking accepted.
There we go.
Yeah.
Jeez, like that is
I'm just-
very loud.
Yeah, I'm just editing your audio on the fly here because
am I too loud now?
Like the dogs, you are too loud.
Oh my word, maybe I'm too close to the mic.
No.
This is the technical chat, you know.
No, you're good. You're good where the mic is. I'll adjust
You're
shit.
just okay.
I'll adjust shit on the board here.
Damn.
This is
You're
Checkpoint Chat.
so fancy.
So how's your week been? Been good?
This week flew. If I'm being honest, what happened? It just was Monday, closed my eyes, woke up, it was Friday.
I'm glad that did for you because it was the exact fucking opposite for me.
God, it was a busy week. So much of busyness. Yeah, was your week
I
bad?
was busy, but it was like slow. Like after Tuesday, I was like, how is it not Friday?
I honestly don't know. What it's like we were so busy that it legitimately was just like, whoa, it's weekend. How did that happen?
And do you have like hectic plans for the weekend?
No.
No.
I'm here.
I feel like after your wedding and after your friend's wedding season,
It's
you
so
finally
chilled.
have weekends again now.
Have them back. Lenska's done with her exam.
Oh yes, you
Freedom,
guys can chill
sweet
now.
freedom. Yeah, we just doing sweet nothing.
You're going to the leopard.
But probably, now that you mention it, at some point, maybe not today. Today we're going to Paringa with her parents. It's their wedding anniversary.
So jealous. Oh really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
it's,
cool.
How many years? Like 30-something years.
Shit.
The fun fact about Lenska's parents, it gets me every time. They met and got married after 5 months,
Yeah, that's wild. I remember
and still
hearing that
together
story.
all these decades later. It's
That's
like
fucking
you tell
wild.
anyone, even today, back then or today, tell anyone like, oh, hey, we just met, we're getting married. Like, why? You don't even know the person.
In the first 5 months, I wasn't even farting in front of Shani. Never mind getting married.
Then imagine you got married and you fart.
What? You fart?
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
How dare you have normal bodily function?
Yeah. You go to the bathroom?
It's wild though, because even like I've been with Lenska 4 years now, over 4 years. We're still learning stuff about each other that just from living with each other, little quirks. Damn, 5 months is very quick.
5 months is super quick. Yeah. It's
It's wild. But hey, they've shown the world that they work.
What's Lenska learning about you that she didn't know? That you're pro at Mario Maker?
That
2?
I'm incredibly tidy.
Really? That's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing, but it's funny because when I moved in last year, it's sort of the stereotypical like, ooh, we're gonna live together, then we're gonna see, then it'll sort of be like she half expects it to be like, no, I'm gonna have to pick up after you. I'm gonna see how untidy you are. It's the opposite.
Is she untidy?
She's not untidy, but I like things being very
Like
tidy.
Lenska, you can't put a fucking switch on the floor.
You can't put on the floor. Damn, like, come on.
Why are my plushies all over the house?
Why did you even scatter them? No, it's more thing of, listen, I'm Portuguese, raised by an incredibly tidy mother. And the funny thing is, growing up, my mom would always be, not only on my case, on my siblings' case, as well, like, oh, you guys' rooms are untidy, like, keep them tidy. Like,
It's Saturday, go clean your room.
YOLO, life is so short. Who has time to be tidy? Now I am my mom. I was like, why is this thing out of place? I move it into place. I come out, I'm like, oh my God, I'm my mom. I'm going to have kids one day. I'm going to be my mom.
Oh no.
Why is your room so untidy? No!
You're like, stop yourself. Like, this is the worst.
I've become the very thing I swore I wouldn't. Yeah, no, but it's things like that where, it's not bad things. It's more just quirks or different things. Like you don't know until you live with the person or you've been with them a long time that you start to
I think that's why, like, Shani and I made it a point of we will live together before we even consider anything else.
That is one of, like, Lenska's only prerequisite, really, is, before we get married, we have to live with each other. See if we don't kill each other, because that's the thing. Some people don't live with each other, they end up getting married, moving with each other. It's like, well, we're actually not compatible because we want to murder each other all day, every day. So,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's
like
important.
very different seeing someone in like small doses and then having to live with them. Like, I always tell the story, in my gap year, I went to China with 2 of my best friends, and like they've been my friends for my entire life. But after 2 weeks, I wanted to fucking murder them. I honestly just wanted to like strangle them. So small doses, yeah, they work, but like beyond that, I was just like, I need my own space.
What did they do? They just up in your grill, and like, hey,
yeah, just
leaving
like,
shit around.
Just need fucking no. So, but it was a cool trip. It was fun.
It was a good time.
I'd never marry them, you see, so because I didn't.
Well, now you know you would never marry them.
Now I know. Now I know.
After 2 weeks, you're like, no.
Yeah,
what's gonna happen? I'm gonna
2 weeks. If I can't survive 2 weeks? Imagine 2 months, 2 years,
nah. 2 decades,
2 decades,
2 centuries. Because
I don't think we live that long.
Not yet, but with AR and stuff, and we're gonna become.
People keep saying our generation is gonna live the longest, but people keep dying really young still. And I'm just like, y'all are fucking lying.
There's a problem in that. I think in terms of medical care, we're probably the most advanced we've ever been.
We're not drilling holes into people's heads.
We're not drilling holes into people's heads. We've got antibiotics and meds to help people get over sicknesses, and there's cures to certain things. But then people forget that society today has created like other problems. I think generally speaking, like depression and anxiety and problems like that are probably
stress,
the highest. Stress. It's the highest that's ever been. So, will we live longer? I don't know. That remains to be seen.
I mean, we're also looking at climate change just fucking us entirely in like 40 years maybe.
And then some people being
won't even matter.
Some people being like, whatever.
Climate change is a hoax. Cool.
Lenska told me the other day, I don't know who it was, if it was like the World Health Organization or like it's one of those big somebodies saying like, yeah, humanity should eat less meat. Like not telling everyone to go vegetarian, but it would help with stuff.
Definitely. I think it's there's a great series on Netflix called Explained, which
it's like 5-10 minute episodes.
Yeah, have you watched any of them?
I've watched 1 or 2 episodes.
Yeah, so there's one about the world like water crisis, which actually uses Cape Town as a case study. It's quite interesting. Yeah, and they were just going deep into like how much water is required for the things we take for granted nowadays, like a cup of coffee from like bean to your cup takes around what was it? It was like 1,000 or 10,000 liters of water.
And you're like, what?
And that's 1 cup of coffee. And then it's like every hamburger is the equivalent of 15,000 liters.
That's the one that I think it strikes at home for a lot of people, because a hamburger or even a coffee, it's like it's a luxury. You don't really need it, but when you equate it like that, next time you eat a burger, and you're like, shit.
There's 15,000 liters of water. And when you think about coffee and burgers are 2 like really big staples in like the world diet. Like, how many cups of coffee does everyone have per day? Never mind like once a day. So yeah, it's fascinating. And like they use Cape Town and the city in Mexico that is like their water reserves that have been built up over thousands of years have depleted in like 50 years. So much so that their water tables like sunk and the city is like sinking into the ground.
No ways.
It's fucked up.
And it's funny that's the one thing, like the one thing people don't think about. Although actually there was one Bond movie, I think it was one of the
Quantum of Solace.
Was it Quantum of Solace?
A really shit movie with a good
but the
bad guy sort of.
Yeah, but the whole premise there was, I think the bad guy was doing something with like taking over the world's water supply.
Yeah.
And I watched that movie back then. I thought it was such a weird thing because it never crossed my mind that water would be a commodity one day, or could be a commodity one day. And that opened my eyes like, damn.
Yeah, because
like,
we can't
we
make
take
more
it for
of
granted.
Like,
it's there. You know, it's like I suppose
we
oil.
can't, and we
or,
can't
fossil
desalinate
fuels.
the water efficiently yet. That's in the oceans, and it's
Yeah,
like,
but even say for argument's sake, we get to the point of okay, we've run out of natural water. We have to take the ocean water.
we'll fuck it
We're
up.
just
again.
gonna drink the
Yeah,
whole
we'll fuck
ocean
it
and
up
then
again. Yeah.
literally Mad Max.
Oh yeah. Then we're just driving across these sand desert plains.
So dry.
Yeah.
We're gonna turn into Anakin.
So dry.
Like I hate sand. It gets everywhere.
Tatooine.
Oh, it's so bad.
The quantum. So there's also at the end of the movie The Big Short about the whole housing recession. The one investor in there who like called the housing collapse like 3 years before it happened. At the end of the movie, they're like, "Oh, he's investing in water now." It's like,
that's.
what you gonna spend it on when everyone's dead?
I'm gonna drink it.
Let's check my chat. We're talking about video games.
And not
And not
existential
Mad Max,
crises or
apocalypse. Well, I mean, a lot of games are about apocalypses. So
this is true.
yeah, how many games start out like the world is dead, humanity's gone, war never changes?
Probably all of them, except one that I've been playing this way. This is a great segue.
I do love Ron Perlman in Fallout. War.
In Fallout, war never changes, man. It's a good time.
What was your segue?
All of them start out as an apocalypse. Except one I've been playing this week. PES 2020 eFootball.
Fuck, I hate that name so much.
What is the official name?
So it's
Is it?
I think it's eFootball Pro Evolution Soccer,
Goddamn.
which means it's got football and soccer in the same name, which
Okay.
Yeah.
Defending so many people around the world with one with one title.
It bugs me. I mean, it's not to say the game's bad, but it fucking bugs me.
No, the naming's just weird.
So what's up with
football?
What's up with
Okay,
Pro Evolution?
Let me give you some background here. Okay, I'm not the football gamer. Not at all.
You know that Ronaldo and
I know of Ronaldo, the president of Madeira.
Yes,
captain,
he's on the airport.
Captain of Portugal. He owns the airport. It's his. It's the Cristiano Ronaldo airport.
Wait, does he own it? I thought they just
I don't think he owns
dedicated it to him.
It would be funny. It's like, I'm rich. I'm buying the airport.
There's a fucking museum they're dedicated to him that I never
bought
got
Madeira.
to.
It's mine now.
Yeah,
I'm the
island.
actual president of Madeira.
Fuck's sake.
Okay, so I'm not the football
They would
dude.
welcome him with open arms.
They really would. They'd be like, give us your money. make him the El Presidente. So my experience with football games is growing up, my brother and I would play. There was an old ass game we played on DOS back in the day, and then
On DOS.
holy
Holy crap.
DOS, but we had one football game, and I remember playing it a lot as a kid. And then when we got the PlayStation 1, we played FIFA 97 and 98. And I know this is I'm really showing my age now. And then at the time, I think we had Euro 2000. Okay. That's probably the last football games I've ever owned or played a lot. Okay. Now there are some exceptions in that. At the office, every now and then I'll play maybe some FIFA 19, and we've just recently got FIFA 20, so I haven't played that too much yet. But
It's a very social game.
Yeah, look, it's cool that FIFA's also, well, not FIFA, just football. Well, I'm gonna come out and say it. FIFA locally is probably although actually I don't know. What do local fans prefer, FIFA or PES? I think, to be honest, local fans will play whatever football game they can get their hands on.
I think the sentiment, if I look at like whenever you go to events or whatever and see game setup, it's usually FIFA, I think. Yeah.
But I don't know in terms of sales numbers what actually performs.
No idea.
But that being said, you can go to anywhere if you have a mall, like a I don't know, gaming installation at a
like at BT Games or whatever.
Anywhere. If there's a football game, whether it's FIFA or PES, that thing's going to be busy all the time.
All the time, yeah.
Because South Africans like football.
People love it, yeah.
They love it. And like you said, it is a social thing, and that anyone can really pick it up and play it, but it takes time to really learn how to play the game. So that's my backstory. Okay, I don't really know too much about football, but hey, we got a review copy of PES a couple of weeks ago, and I just haven't gotten around to it. And yesterday I thought, you know what, I don't have anything to play at the moment.
Play eFootball.
Play some eFootball. No, she was sleeping. She passed out.
She's like, fuck this.
Football, foosball, soccer. So shit. I got in. I thought, you know what, I don't know where to start in this game, so I thought I would just dive into the career mode where you.
Oh, there's a career mode.
There's a career mode. Okay. So my thinking was, I'm new to this game. Maybe it would make sense to start out in the career mode where you are technically a new team at the bottom of some league, and you have to train their way up.
Oh, okay, so that's how it works. It's not like FIFA's one where it's like you play this character.
I think there is something similar. I haven't explored like every single option available.
Okay.
I mean, I played maybe an hour and a half yesterday. But I think there is an option to do like a, get your character to fame sort of thing. So I have no idea how that works or if it exists. Okay, but I was playing what is it called? It's like the Dream League or Master League, I think. Where you basically run your own team.
Okay.
So I laughed though because it's like, okay, you're going to run your own team, pick your coach, like who do you want to be as your coach? And it gives you an option of 10
existing coaches?
I think most of them are existing because I chose D. Maradona.
Okay.
It looks a lot like
Diego Maradona.
It looks a lot like the D. Maradona.
Does he do cocaine on the side?
I don't know. Okay, but it's very limited, and I felt sort of like there's no character creation, which is odd because you choose your manager, and what immediately follows are several cutscenes of like, "Hey, you're the new manager." No VO. It's all dialogue.
Oh, which is all like text.
It's weird because there's subtitles and you see your character like talking, but there's no actual dialogue. So it's very jarring. So
that's
so
like
weird.
having captions, but there's no audio.
Yeah, it's very jarring because then it's like, hey, like you're the new manager, congrats. But it's not, you're just reading it. Your guy's like, yeah, he's just mouthing along,
That looks so weird.
But it was so bizarre. Oh, I have to say this. I changed. I'm not D Maradona. I'm H Knees. I'm the new manager. Okay.
That's a great manager name. I like it.
Before you choose a mode, you are given the option to start as like complete nobodies or like pick an existing team and they're like underdogs.
Okay.
So I chose Man United because family.
They are
team,
underdogs lately. They're playing really terribly. So
it's true to reality.
You've got to work them back up to glory.
So
are you a Man United fan? The truth sucks.
Oh man, take this knife out my back. No, the reason I bring it up is because I chose them as my starting team, and what the game did in the cutscenes, it put the branding everywhere. My D Maradona model drinking coffee out of a giving a Man United cocaine out of a mug with like the Man United emblem. Okay. I do a press conference. There's just Man United emblems everywhere. So,
but wait, are they called Man United? Did Pez get the license?
I think they actually got the license to Man United.
Interesting.
Yeah. I read up before. I think they got a couple of licenses. So
I know they got Juventus.
Yeah, they got Juventus. I think they got Man United. There was a third one. So those are actually they've got those licenses.
Feels like every year Pez just gets one more license.
It's just one more. Give it a few decades. I'll get all of them.
It's like a Pokemon trainer game, but just like they're hunting down football licenses.
Oh my word, they do that. So
who's that football club? It's Chelsea.
It's Manchester Untitled. Because I didn't have the license. So the reason I bring that all up though is that whatever team you choose, you are going to see their branding everywhere.
Okay.
So it's kind of cool. Like themes out your career that you see your team's shit everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a mug with the Man United emblem on it.
It's gonna suck, but yeah.
But so I don't know if this is a thing to PES, but like I don't know if it's been done in previous PESs, whether this mode existed or to what extent, how deep it went. I think it did exist.
Okay.
So nearly destroyed the soundboard there.
Close.
What you kick off, and then you're ready given a cutscene. You're the new manager, and you're given dialogue options.
Oh,
which I found very interesting. So you're sitting with your management team, and the one guy's like, "Yeah, I think we should aim for a top 8 finish this season."
Okay.
So and then I'm given 3 options where it's like one was, "No, I think we should win."
Okay.
2, no, we should just try finish the top half. Or 3, like, I just want the team to have fun. Or like something like that. It was like a very generic.
This isn't fucking high school.
I don't know if this has any impact on the game, but it was like, I'd said, I just want to finish in the top half.
Okay.
And then fast forward after the cutscene, you go to your like sort of management hub, I guess. And then this is obviously where you decide, like, I'm going to play my next game. I'm going to buy players, do that sort of thing. There's like a news article like new coach of Man United, blah blah blah, aims for top half finish. So like I don't know.
It's almost like Football Manager integrated into.
Yeah, I don't know beyond that though. If there's any incentive? Like, what if I said I want to win the league, and then I go on to win the league? Do I get
maybe it sets you goals? This is
some
like your
perk
easy, medium,
or-
and hard setting.
Yeah. And then it was funny because immediately after setting that goal, I got to go to, like I mentioned, a press conference. And the press are like, oh, what is your big focus this season? And it's like I want to put on a good show. I just want the team to perform. Like there are 3 different options. But like I said, I don't know.
Still mute at this point.
He's like mouthing along some dialogue. But I don't know to what extent that happens, like
yeah.
Does that have any impact on, like, inverted commas, the story, the
I
narrative?
wonder if it affects, like, because I mean I've seen other sports games do this, and the most recent one is like Formula 1, where you don't set yourself goals, but you get goals, and based on whether you hit those goals for a race weekend, you'll get points for upgrades to your car, or you'll get like currency.
Yeah.
Something. So I'd assume in a football game maybe you get money to spend.
I imagine, but I don't know
if
if it's like just for flavor, generic, or if it's just no, actually you have to be careful. If you're setting these goals, you have to like go for them sort of thing.
Yeah. Because I guess if you're a manager and you're like, hey, we're going to win the league, you can't just be like halfway through like, jokes.
That's it. Jokes on you. Bottom finish.
I mean, you're playing as Man United. They are a joke.
I know. Get the second knife out my back. So then from that, after the press conference, I landed, like I mentioned, the management page. And this is where the game is like, I made a mistake. Made a mistake in going here because I thought I'm going to run my own team. It's a good way to introduce myself to the game.
Okay.
Playing the football might be easier because I'm bottom of some league, whatever. This page has a lot happening on it.
Is it?
It's like information overload. So I jotted down some notes. As an example, you have...
Yeah, I like how prepared you are here.
Because I'm like, I can't just talk about this verbatim. Like other games I know I can just speak about forever. So I land on the management page and I can do training, I can do negotiations, I can do youth team training, there's budget settings, there's a lot happening there. And you can sit and like tweak whatever the hell you want. So I guess if you're looking for management sim, like there's a lot of detail here. So to give you an example, you can do advanced training where you pick a specific player on your team and you can give them a perk. So one, for example, was like you can do header training, and it basically translated that after a month of your career mode, your player that you chose will have better header accuracy, or more likely to win a header sort of thing.
Okay.
So it's very RPG actually in a sense, in that you can get to that level of detail where you can give your certain players, you can train them in certain ways.
Okay.
Yeah, but on a more like general level, you can choose how you train your whole team, in that you can set like, this player wants balanced training. This one I want to be more focused on like how to shoot better, for example, or like I guess attack better or defend better. So there's that sort of granular control you can have, which, like, again, I don't know how it translates because I'm only played about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But I imagine if that's the sort of thing you're looking for, there's a lot of time you can sink into that mode.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool. Like, if you're a football fan. But then, after all of that setup, I finally played my first football game, so I can actually tell you what the game's like.
Yeah, because it's a lot of setup to get to a first football game.
I lost my first football game.
Oh, okay.
I lost 2-1 against Tottenham Hotspur. Although they're not called Hotspur, they're called Tottenham something. I don't know.
Okay. But you knew they were Tottenham Hotspur.
Hot dog. Tottenham hot dog. Lost.
It's a much better name. Little like wieners as they.
But in terms of the gameplay, it plays pretty well. I was genuinely surprised by the animations.
Yeah, like it uses that Fox engine.
I think it uses a Fox engine, but the way players react and fall over, I was like, damn, that actually looks like pretty seamless. It looks real.
Using like nice kinetic models.
It really did look. Because one of my things with football games in general is that they, like, again, I'm not an expert in this, but in my experience, there's something like jarring about it. If a player gets a ball, you can almost see like an animation happening, but it
doesn't feel like they've got control of the ball. It doesn't
flow,
yeah.
But I think obviously modern FIFA and PES games have fixed that, and just seeing it myself, I'm like, oh, okay, it looks a lot more fluid. It's like an actual football simulator. But then, controlling the game, it's pretty much the basic. You've got your low pass, your long pass, your shoot, your through balls. But then if you want to get finicky, which I don't know how to do yet, you have the ability to like add some finesse to your plays. You have more. I think you have more ball control with your right stick. You can
I've read that. Yeah,
some shenanigans if you stuck in a corner, you want to get out of it. For example,
some messy things.
Some Ronaldo. It doesn't quite work the same. You say Ronaldo things. It's not a verb.
I've heard that PES over the years, the gameplay's been like slowed down to simulate more of a tactical approach.
It honestly felt where I reached a point where whenever I was trying to attack, it really was a thing of, okay, I need to make space. Like I have nowhere to get through. So like pass the ball around. Oh, finally there's a break or an opening there. Which it is definitely more tactical. Not a thing of just pass the ball forward and then your striker's there.
Yeah, FIFA falls prey to that. I mean, I haven't played in a while, but every time I played FIFA, it was like you're just ping-ponging your ball up, and it doesn't, like, football matches do not work like that at all. So
yeah, I can say I felt that in that regard, where it was a thing of often I'd be in the enemy half and I'd be just chilling like the enemy, trying to capture the objective.
This isn't Counter-Strike. The bomb hasn't been planted.
The bomb has. I didn't buy a diffuse kit. It would be me passing around trying to figure out how am I going to get through this.
Okay.
But what's one of the things that also stands out, and I think this is a new feature to PES, in that they really are trying to go for this whole realism thing, in that if your player has a ball, you're more likely to pass accurately if you're facing the direction you want to pass and you have ball control.
Okay.
So often I've seen in previous football games, and again, I don't know what the last FIFAs would have been like. I don't know on a granular level how things have been change effects. But one thing I do remember is that if you running forward, you can push like pass and turn like pass behind you, and the guy will automatically just pass perfectly backward, for example.
Yeah.
And again, like football's not really like that. You can't just do a 180 and do an accurate pass. Whereas this, if you try to do that, so I'm running, I want to do a pass slightly behind me, because I'm not facing that direction, and because I was sprinting, my ball pass isn't going to be as accurate.
Because he kind of has to like slow himself down, turn, and do this weird kick.
So it incentivizes you to be like, no, like if you want to be accurate, just stop the ball, face where you want to go, that sort of thing.
It makes him feel more real.
It's more tactical,
Okay, that's cool.
So despite knowing all of that, I lost my first game.
How bad was the score?
2-1. I actually scored a goal. I was shocked. I was like, how did I do that?
Okay, that's not bad. That to me lines up with, if those two teams had to play today, that'd probably be the result.
Be the same, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know.
Man, shit.
Oh God, third knife in my back. So many. I'm dying. I'm bleeding out. So after that game, it was a thing of, I'm like, look, I didn't spend too much time, but I wanted to just keep experimenting. And there's actually a management mode in that you don't have to play the game. So I was like, okay, like, if just for argument's sake, I'm not a big fan of playing the game myself, but I do want to carry my team through to the Premier League or whatever it is.
Okay.
So you can simulate the games.
Okay.
And you choose to, do substitutions, change formations, that sort of thing. So proper, like you are the coach now.
You are
the manager.
Yeah.
But one thing I didn't like about it, though, the games still take too long. You can fast forward them, or when I say fast forward, I think you can double the speed.
Okay.
So you still watch the game happening, and it's very fast, but it still takes like
sluggish?
5 to 6 to 7 minutes per game.
Okay.
So
it's like total length.
The actual length of the game is still very long.
Okay.
And like I get it, PES isn't Football Manager, but it would have been cool to have that option of just like just simulate the game, let me proceed past that, because. Like I said, growing up, I played football games. One of them was Football Manager. And I remember playing that. It was so limited, thinking about it now, and that you chose your team and it just simulates the game, and in that you had text pop up like your striker's got the ball, he scores, and then you do that, then you go out into your management mode. This isn't that game, but it would have been cool to have, maybe speed up the games further. So it's more of a, because it was like, I'd put the game on, then I'll just leave it. So I'm like, okay, well, that game's happening. I'm going to watch a YouTube video while that happens, for example. Okay. I lost my second game, unfortunately. It was 2-2. They scored right in the end. And in that regard, it was cool because I was watching like, oh my God, we're going to, damn it. Like this. That's where I left off. And I think the football, like, again, I can't speak about this I've got hundreds of hours of experience, but in terms of pick up and play, like it's accessible. The management's a bit overwhelming. Like there's a lot to learn, but I think if you're looking for that granular level of control, you know, if you really want to build up your team and you want to do the whole transfer thing, get players, build up your team, it's cool. Like you can do that. It's there. If you just want to have it, you know, have some mates overplay some games, that's there too, you know.
Okay.
Not all the teams are licensed. You're going to have like Tottenham Hot Dog, whatever their name is.
Tottenham Hot Dog.
You know,
Chelsea Buns.
Chelsea Buns versus Tottenham Hot Dog. But for the most part, their character models look exactly like their counterparts. They look like their counterparts. They really do.
And I know in PES is always, I mean, because they can't get the license officially, but they have a tool where people can create the kits accurately and the names, and you can import those files from the internet.
Yeah.
Because that kind of like frees up PES from all the legalities.
Yeah, it's like we didn't do it.
Created nonsense. Yeah.
So look, if you want to buy the game and then update your file, like
it's
you
really
can do that.
I did it like I think when I reviewed a PES like 3 years ago, and even then it was pretty simple.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they've improved that process now. Yeah.
Yeah. So how it compares to FIFA 20? So I can't tell you. Like I have no idea.
The general consensus I've seen mainly from you know Jared Milner.
Yeah, he reviewed it. Yeah,
he reviewed both for Critical Hit, and he seems to think that PES is better, and I've seen that sentiment. For a couple of years now, PES, in terms of like the raw gameplay, has been a step ahead of FIFA.
But it's a weird thing because for the I know at least in South Africa, the general conversation is FIFA.
It's always
people
FIFA,
always go FIFA, but it's weird that PES is the one that's apparently like the better experience.
The one part of FIFA that I really want to play is they reintroduced a street
mode.
Street, like FIFA Street, because man,
that's
FIFA
cool.
Street was so good.
It's wild.
So good.
So yeah,
That's cool.
That's
cool.
For foosball.
Foosball,
from a not foosball gamer.
Pro Evolution foosball.
Yeah, it's the half review.
I'm so bad at foosball. If we ever play together, you'll see I'm so terrible.
No, I've played at the office, and I can hold my own in FIFA in that, like, I can pass the ball, get some shots in.
I was talking about actual foosball.
Actual football. Oh, no, that I'm okay at. I haven't played it for years.
You haven't played actual foosball in ages?
For years. You always play indoor back in the day.
We had... No, man.
Wait, what are you talking
foosball.
about?
Like
actual... Actual foosball.
Actual
okay,
foosball.
Sorry. When I say foosball, I'm just speaking rubbish.
You're talking football. Actual foosball.
I'm talking Waterboy. Foosball's the devil.
The fucking the little guys on the sticks and kicking the ball.
And then you braai them and you eat them.
Yeah.
Kebabs.
Lord, wow. We had one in our common room at Varsity, and
You're right. That I haven't played for years either.
Man, I suck at that. I'm so bad.
I'm semi decent at that.
My dad is really good, and most of the people I studied with are really good, and I'm just.
Are you the
terrible.
person who takes the hand and like flicks it?
No. That's
we
illegal. We established those rules that those are illegal, but even without that, I'm just bad.
So bad.
Yeah, really bad.
It's fun,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Pro Evolution Soccer
eFootball
eFootball 2020. Who's on the cover?
Tottenham Hot Dog Simulator.
Oh wait, we don't have the cover. Yeah, so I can't even tell you.
But I can't remember on the menu who was on the cover.
I wonder if it's probably a Juventus person.
I will look it up.
Or is it maybe Ronaldo?
No, it's not. Definitely not Ronaldo.
I think no. Who's the one for FIFA? It's Eden Hazard. Yeah, I think it's Eden Hazard's for FIFA.
Goddamn.
Because Ronaldo was last year. I remember last year it was Ronaldo in his Real Madrid kit, and then he moved to Juventus, and was like,
they're like, oh shit,
whoops.
Can you imagine though? The dude's played for Real Madrid for like
8 years,
for 4 million years, and then the
like,
1 year you get him on the cover, he's like
nah.
goodbye.
Yeah, it's like I've been waiting for this chance.
Damn it. Who is this on the cover? I'll figure it out. Tell me
is
what
it
you
Neymar? Neymar? No. Neymar. Don't tell me Neymar. I've been playing a platformer. You ever heard of
Mario? Yes.
No. You ever heard of a dynamic duo called Yooka-Laylee?
I've heard of them, but I've never played any of the games, and I don't.
Well, this is only the second one, so
okay,
it's fun. Yeah, I've played both now. So the first one was Yooka-Laylee, which was if I'm not mistaken, a Kickstarter.
It was okay. That's how I know it. Was
and it was pitched as like, hey, we're gonna make, like Banjo-Kazooie style game with this new protagonist pair.
Yeah.
And I mean, fuck, if you really wanted a game in the exact same vein as Banjo-Kazooie from like 2001,
this is it.
Kind of what Yooka-Laylee was back then, because boy, did it feel old. It was just
old AF.
It was cute, and and colorful and whatever, but it did the same whole thing where characters just speak nonsense and then it gets, transcribed and it was very annoying.
Damn.
And then it was like you get put into these little hub worlds and you just got to collect a bunch of shit before you can move on. It was like, this just feels old.
Bad.
It just feels old. And then the platforming didn't feel that great. Whatever. Anyway, I didn't like the first Yooka-Laylee. This one is different.
How is it different?
It's called Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair, and instead of being a 3D open world platformer, it's more like a 2D side-scrolling one.
Okay.
So think of like modern Rayman games, something like that, where you have individual stages and you got to go through them and you collect stuff in the stages. Like here, you collect quills, and each stage is like these 5 coins that are hidden around that you can find. And the stages go through variety of settings. Like one will be in like a factory, one will be in like a forest, and it's got all the sort of platforming Lego blocks that are usually in platforms like spiked platforms and large chasms that you can fall into and die, and
so a lot of hazards,
enemies that walk between areas, or enemies that jump up in the air a little bit, or swinging ropes, like everything in Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair is something you've seen in a platformer before, just done in their kind of style.
Okay.
The weird change is that you have this stage open from the beginning called the Impossible Lair, and it's basically like your in-game, like think of Hyrule Castle and Zelda.
Okay, so it's there, you can go to it.
You can do it at any time, but in theory, you can do it in any time, but I don't think that thing is designed in any way to actually allow anyone to finish that thing without playing some of the stages before. Because it's just like this really fucking long level, like super, super long, that just feels unfair. It's just like they put so many obstacles in tandem with one another that it feels like there's no way you're going to make through. I mean, I'm sure there will be someone that manages
There'll be speedrunners.
but it's not designed for that.
Yeah.
Instead, you've got to go through stages and collect at the end of each stage, there's like a little soldier bee. And with every bee you collect, you get this like bee shield around you in the Impossible Lair. And each bee represents like 1 hit point. So if you go in with 30, you can take 30 points of damage as you'd like try and push through to get to the end of this Impossible Lair, which is kind of cool. It's a cool like setup, but it kind of entices you like, like, hey, I've got 20. Let's see if I can get through there. And every time you beat it, it's like you got 15% progress or 20% progress or whatever. But I don't know. The whole game feels like kind of easy and accessible in a way. Like all the stages have checkpoints that if you die a bunch of times at the checkpoint, it'll be like, hey, looks like you're struggling here. Do you want to just skip this section?
Luigi steps in and is like, hey,
exactly.
Can I finish
I'll do
the
the
level
section for you. Yeah. So it's like kind of nice and accessible in that way. Like, especially if you're a kid, like they could play this. But then the final end game thing is just like wildly more difficult than anything else. Like it is such a jump from the normal stages to that Impossible Lair that it feels like they come from 2 different games.
Listen, they put it in the name.
They put it in the name. It's just strange because it's like I can get to the end of the game and still not be able to do this Impossible Lair and be like, that's it. Like, I just can't get through this level and I don't think I ever will, type thing. But the stages themselves outside of that Impossible Lair are really, really good.
Okay.
Well, I mean, so put it this way, the platforming isn't anything special. It doesn't feel as good as a Mario, like not even close.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel terrible. It just feels fine. Like the jump is a bit floaty and you don't really have that many abilities. Like you can swipe your tail to hit boxes or roll, which very annoyingly are mapped to the exact same button.
I know.
So if you are slightly moving, you will roll.
You're right.
So I've often had the case where I just want to swipe this like crate that's on a ledge and I'm rolling and roll off. And I'm just like, just like, oh my God. Like, so yeah, that's really annoying. But like besides that, you don't really have that many moves. You can do this like ground slam if you have Laylee with you. Because if you take a hit in a stage, Laylee is the little bat.
Yeah.
She'll like fly around and you can regain her. But if you don't regain her in time, she flies away and you've got to like find a checkpoint in the stage to get her back.
She says, peace out. I'm
essentially, yeah. She's like your one hit point, but like when you don't have her, you can't glide and you can't do this body slam thing.
Okay.
So that's kind of neat. But the platforming is pretty. It's like middle of the road. It just feels it's serviceable and it's fine. The levels are pretty fun though.
Okay.
They all do some cool things. There's like one with like windmills that you kind of need to keep jumping up on to like spin and get some motion on them. There's some levels where there are a lot of downhill paths, so it entices you to do lots of rolls and keep momentum. And then every stage has like a sort of B-side, which is cool.
Celeste?
Yeah, it kind of remixes the stage you've played based on things that are happening out in the hub world.
Okay.
So the hub world is like a puzzle in itself. The hub world is like this 3D platformer that's got its own puzzles, its own collectibles to find, and actually just navigating the hub world is like really fun. There's like a desert area and a forest area and whatever, and just it's far more than like you play Crash Bandicoot 3. That hub world you could do nothing in it. It was just like move to the next stage. Move to the next. This one is like its own self-contained game.
Oh, it's a pity you never played Super Mario Galaxy, because that's also got its. Well, I suppose not just that Mario game, but that sort of game has a hub world that you can run around in, and you use that to jump to certain levels. But like you say, this is it's almost like its own little game. This hub world.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sort of like Mario 64 was the castle.
Yeah, it's the same.
But bigger, like expanded.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's more puzzles to do. There's more collectibles to find. But like each stage is represented by this book on the floor. And if you change the state of that book, you change the level within it. So there was one that was in like this like trough and it was dry. And then later on in the open world, I hit a switch and it redirected this river that went through that trough. Okay. So now the book was submerged. So now the level was submerged.
Okay.
And it opened up new routes that I could get to because now I was swimming or whatever. There was another one where the level was on conveyor belts, and if I hit a switch, the conveyor belts reversed direction, and it changed the direction of the map. Like neat little touches like that. Cool. Like, but they're not small things. Yeah. It's not like, oh, you're playing the exact same level with a small twist. Yeah. They feel like completely
That's clever
new
design. I like stuff like that.
It's very cool. So you have 20 levels, but in actuality, you've got 40 because each one has this B-side.
Yeah.
And it's good that you have a lot of those because the only way to unlock new portions of this hub world, is to collect these collectible coins in each stage. What I didn't like so much was that the amount you need to unlock new areas keeps rising in a way that you will eventually have to backtrack and like go back and be like, okay, I have to find the coins in here. Like I was collecting on average about 2 or 3 per stage, and eventually there wasn't enough.
How many are there in a stage?
5 in total. Okay. I was just like, this feels kind of shitty.
Yeah.
So
it would have been cool if, okay, like I haven't played the game, but as an example, you can get through it averaging 2 to 4 coins per level. And then if you do collect all the coins, then you unlock like 1 or 2 or 3 other like secret levels or something along those lines.
Yeah, exactly. It just, it felt weird that I had to go and revisit. Or like, you know, most platformers I play, just completing the stage is enough to continue. Like, imagine playing Celeste where you had to go back and
get all the strawberries
to unlock new routes. Like, that just feels like it kills the pace. And that's exactly what happens here. I can't imagine playing a Crash Bandicoot game where it's like you need to go back and collect this many Wampa fruits to progress to the new stage. Just...
It's like, I suppose a good comparison is Super Mario Odyssey, that you need a certain number of moons to proceed.
Oh man, but that number was so low.
It is low, but not only that, you find them so easily that you'll just find them naturally in playing through level.
The number to progress between stages in Odyssey was so low. It was like really easy to hit that number just by getting to the final part of that level. You usually got it. It feels unbalanced in that sense. And again, like it kind of takes away from this really accessible, cutie nature of the game and makes it a bit more serious. Because some of those collectible coins are like hard to get. Yeah. So I can definitely imagine some people getting frustrated by the requirements and just be like, well, fuck this, I'm out. But other than that, it's not a bad game. Like it's really not bad. I haven't like issues with this final layer and the progression, but I think the levels are fun. I think the platforming is just like, it's fine. But it's definitely a much better game than the first one.
The first one, yeah.
I think this switch to like a 2.5D platform is really cool, and I think the hub world is pretty cool. But I just found myself a lot of the times playing a handful of levels and then being bored.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, I'm just doing the same thing over and over again. So it wasn't that exciting. And I've played platformers that are really exciting.
Yeah. But I was just going to say, it just goes to show that I think gaming today in general is like, there's such a high standard that you have to really, I mean, platforming, you're going up against like Mario, for example.
Yeah.
You're going up against Celeste today, like the modern day platformer. You have to really, really be good at what you do to stand out. So like you say, it's fun. But
it's fine. It's nothing special.
that like makes it stand out for you.
And I think it's really hard for platformers nowadays because I mean platformers are so like bygone in a way. It's also especially when you're trying to create a new property, a new franchise off ideas of old platformers. So you're trying to like tap into nostalgia, but also create like this new character. Yeah. So it's like it's not like playing the remakes of the 3 Crash Bandicoot games because that's entirely sold on its nostalgia. Like that platforming is not groundbreaking,
it's garbage,
or fun like by today's standards. But I love it because I remember
playing that. Yeah,
you know, with Yooka-Laylee, it's like this platforming feels the same as that, but I don't fucking know these characters. Like I have no reverence for these characters.
Yeah. So, I mean, but like you said, at least, so this is the second game. At least it's a lot better than there's improvements over the first.
Definitely.
So, I mean, I don't know if they keep. I mean, the whole thing of having like the same levels reinvented in a different way, that's really cool.
I think it's a cool touch. Yeah, I really like it.
If they can keep innovating, I mean, maybe the third game will be on, inverted commas, a Mario level of quality sort of thing.
I mean, I was surprised that even after the first game, they managed to make the second game.
One, yeah.
So that's cool. Platonic are they are sticking to their guns on that regard. But I feel like it's not exceptional. It's just fine.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's fine. And I don't know if fine is cutting it nowadays. Yeah.
It's not. Things we've got such high expectations.
We really do. Nowadays games are just really fucking good.
So. No, it's too good. Oh, but that's
pretty much all. That's pretty much all I played this week. So
we'll have more stuff to talk about next week.
I'm busy playing a game I embargoed as well.
I know,
which is much more exciting than Yooka-Laylee.
I'm still busy with Long's Awakening, but not finished yet.
Is he awoken yet?
No.
How many dungeons have you done?
I've only done 3, but I'm in the 4th now.
Because there's 8 in total.
I think there's 7. Maybe there's 8.
No, there's 8.
But I have a feeling. There's 8. Yeah. But I have a feeling like that the next sets are going to flow much quicker because I've almost unlocked like the whole map. So
well, this apparently is a much shorter Zelda game. It's like a 12-15 hour thing.
I've really enjoyed it. It's been so fun.
I think it's a good palate cleanser after Breath of the Wild, a bit more structure.
And it's like we've mentioned this last week, it's different to any other Zeldas. It's completely different setting,
I love the
different
fishing.
characters.
So fun.
The fishing is really good.
I can't get those deep fish to fucking take my lures. They just won't take it.
Oh, I can get them to take it, but when I tap, they just can't catch them.
I've caught some big fish though. Pretty good.
Some big fish.
And he looks real happy.
Long looks so happy. It's the cutest thing. He's like, ha!
And you get so much money. You get so many rupees from them. It's great.
It's a good time. Sure, but I'll touch on that more when
I work with people who say Link looks evil when he catches a fish, and
no way.
He's so cute. He's just like
I even tweeted out an image.
I caught a fish.
Oh, so just unrelated. That's the cover of.
Oh, so there's 4 people. So okay, let's see if I can name them. Messi.
Yes.
Fuck, I'm done. No, there's a Man United guy. I don't know who he is.
Yeah, there's a Man United dude on the bottom.
And a Juventus guy.
God damn. I don't know who these people are.
Okay, nailed it. I got 1 out of 4, 25%.
Messi. Yo, Messi's got lightning like around his arms there. Damn.
Yes, he's riding.
Football god, apparently. Zeus in flesh.
Mortal eFootball.
Mortal combat.
eFootball.
No. That's all the games we've played.
Yeah.
So we'll be back next week. Goodbye. No, I'm kidding. Let's get to game releases. There's a good little.
I've been seeing some real bad reviews for Ghost Recon.
I know. Yeah. That's out. You're not connected. Your internet says no.
Yeah, I think VG247 gave it like 1 out of 5. And then GameSpot has one in review in progress, and it's currently sitting at a 4 out of 10. Yeah,
that is
real bad.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, but I can't say I'm surprised because It doesn't sound like it's a Ghost Recon game. It sounds like they took, like, hey, let's take Ghost Recon and make it another division.
Yeah.
Just like, ugh.
Doesn't work like that.
Anyway, that came out yesterday. So if you're enjoying it, let us know. I'd like to know. Like to know what you enjoy about it. Where are we? We're in October.
Sure. Yeah.
Hot damn.
VG 24/7, 20 out of 100.
So we are looking at games out on the 5th of October to the...
You ready?
11th. Ooh. To the 11th of October. It's quite a bit coming out on the 10th and the 11th. Some good ones. Okay. Let's start here. Concrete Genie. PS4 exclusive coming out on October 8th.
I saw that at Comic-Con. It is beautiful.
So beautiful. I played this at E3 a while ago, and I really, really want to play.
I want it. Give me... It's October 8th.
That's Tuesday.
Damn.
Yeah,
so
I'm
close.
very excited to play that.
Tuesday.
Indivisible coming to PC, PS4, and Xbox One. This is a game that Umar, has been chatting a lot about. It looks like an RPG-ish sort of thing. Okay. It looks really cool. It's got a good style to it.
Nice.
So that's out then. We've got Shikara Action Arcade Wrestling coming to PC on October 8th.
Damn.
Burger Time Party coming to Switch October 8th. I don't know what that is, but that sounds like a fun time. Burger's always good. Call of Cthulhu coming to Switch October 8th. Cthulhu on the go.
Do you want some tentacles in your life?
Tentacles on the go, yeah. Got Trine 4, The Nightmare Prince coming to PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch October 8th. Trine is a cool puzzle franchise. And Trine 4 looks like it's returning back to its 2D roots. I think the third one went more 3D.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, that looks cool. On the same day, you've also got the Trine Ultimate Collection, which is the first 3 games.
Catch up, I guess.
Yeah. Then you've got Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair, PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch October 8th.
I wonder what that game's like.
Yeah, I know, jeez. It's not like we spoke about it. John Wick Hex coming to PC on October 8th. Very excited for this.
Mark Berthel's new game.
Dude, this game at E3, absolutely adored it.
You know what makes me happy about this game? Is that when it was announced, people were like, yeah, John Wick game. What? It's a puzzle game. Boo. Like, this isn't John Wick.
Game, yeah.
But then people played it and they're like, this game is real good.
So it's so good. I can't wait for people to play it because, man, I mean,
John Wick Hex.
The Bradwell Conspiracy, which is made by the I Am Bread Surgeon Simulator people, Buster Studios. It looks like an investigative adventure game, which looks really cool.
How do you follow up a game like I Am Bread?
I Am Bread. I Am Croissant.
I Am Croissant with the Bradwell Conspiracy. I'm delicious.
So that's out on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. It looks real. It's got a good style to it.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm kind of curious about that.
What other games?
We Are Here Together coming out to PC October 10th. I'm not too sure what that is.
So I'll scroll down the list.
Deliver Us the Moon.
You'll get to it.
October 10th. Taste of Power. October 10th. Reki.
Nice.
PC. October 10th. Courts of Ashes. Oh, God. I see what you see now. October 10th. Then, wow. BDSM. Big Drunk Satanic Massacre. Coming to PC, PS4, and Switch. To Switch! That's not family friendly.
It's about BDSM, Big Drunk Satanic Massacre.
Imagine some mothers going to their kid,
Google that.
being like, "Hey Jimmy, what you playing on that Switch? Some BDSM." What?
What?
What sort of devil console is this?
This is Nintendo. Why are you doing me like this?
Why, Reggie? Why?
Reggie, damn.
Reggie's not even there.
I'm gonna look this up. Oh wow, that is a hot ripoff.
Wow, that's a hot ripoff of Doom.
No, it's Doom. You've got Master Chief there. No, wait. Sorry, not Master Chief. Oh, you know what? So it looked like Master Chief. I speak rubbish. So let me paint you guys a picture. You know that iconic Doom art of Doom guys standing on like a pile of dead demons and shooting the shit out of other demons.
I only remember the Dude one.
Oh, dudes. I love that image so much. It's the flip. It's you're the demon fighting off Doom guys.
Ah, okay, cool.
So
cool.
BDSM is a first satirical action RPG where you get to play Lo, Satan's son.
Lo.
Get some booze, kill the traitors, save hell, and rescue the hottest demoness from the clutches of those nasty people and mega corporations.
What the fuck is this game?
The gameplay actually looks pretty interesting. Yeah.
It sounds like some edgelord nonsense.
Okay,
Okay,
so
we're watching a weird video of the game.
it's like a weird.
It looks like Diablo.
Yeah. That actually looks really cool.
Actually, like visually pretty nice. Yeah. Is that like a gun? Or,
Yeah,
Oh god, this
yeah.
is like a bullet hell
It's like
Diablo.
that
Okay.
looks really cool, actually.
Okay, I'm kind of into that. Okay.
what a name.
I mean, the flavor text is kind of fucking weird, but cool.
Yeah.
I'd play that.
So it's the top line description says it's basically a shooter with strong RPG elements.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, it's like a twin stick.
Yeah, it's like a
shooter?
twin stick shooter with
Okay.
stuff. That's
I'm
interesting.
into that.
Okay.
Let's see what else. We got Family Tree coming to Switch October 10th. Not sure what that is. Grid coming to PC, PS4, Xbox One. That's a revival of the simulation racing franchise. Remember Grid? Remember back in the day? Mm-hmm. I think it was simulation. It was a bit more arcadey. I don't know. This one looks proper simulation.
Damn.
Another big one for the week. Killer Queen Black coming to PC and Switch October 11th. I told you about this.
Yeah. It's a
need to
really
play
good
multiplayer.
party game.
Really good party game, really good
Party
multiplayer.
game.
Very excited to play more of this
So
because I only played it at an arcade in San Francisco.
But you said it was a good time.
I was sitting, I was watching people play because I'd heard of the game and I was just watching and they were playing and then they all turned to me. They're like, "Do you want to play?" And I was like, "Okay." And then I just joined them. It was really fun.
Goddamn. That's coming to lots of
It's
things.
coming to Switch and PC. Yeah, Switch and PC. Then we've got Frostpunk Console Edition, PC, Xbox
Okay.
One.
You reviewed
play
that.
Frostpunk?
I didn't play it. I watched Lenska play it, and I know you played it.
So good. Absolutely adore that game.
It's a good time.
It's hard and
It's a good dark time.
it's depressing and it's cold, but it's
Damn.
really, really good. Did Lenska enjoy it?
She did enjoy it, yeah. It's funny because playing when you spoke about that game, it is a thing of
I think she heard me speaking about it.
I
She's like,
think
"That
she
sounds cool."
listened, and then I was like, "Ooh, that game's gonna like play on your anxiety," and
Yeah.
surprisingly, it did, and she enjoyed it.
Oh, really?
So yeah,
It's a tense game. It's really fun. I thoroughly enjoyed that game.
nice.
Eterno Blade 2. PS4, Xbox One, and Switch, and then Doraemon Story of Seasons,
Doraemon.
PC and Switch, October 11th. That's about
Nice.
it.
Nice, man.
On a preview for the next week.
Yes.
Switcher!
The Switcher. We played that at Comic Con. We didn't talk about it
I
here.
enjoyed that, yeah. I enjoyed that.
Look, visually, obviously there's some downgrading happening, but
Of course.
the fact that it runs
The fact that it even
on
exists.
Switch.
What a time.
What a time to be alive.
Ring Fit Adventure next week as well. Man, there's a lot of shit out next week. Holy crap.
There's a lot of
goes on.
stuff.
The end of this month is wild.
Oh
though.
no, there's
Call
so
of
much.
Duty, Outer Worlds,
Ooh, Resident Evil 5 on Switch.
After Party. Hell yeah.
Oh, that
After Party looks
was
like
that
a bunch of
pun
fun.
intentional? Hell yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
You didn't.
How good was that trailer for After Party though?
It's
I
really good.
liked it.
Luigi's Mansion end of this month.
Ooh,
Oh,
on
man.
Spooky Day.
Spooky.
On Spooky Day.
Spooktober.
And Gwent on iOS. That's cool.
Oh, man.
I quite enjoyed Gwent. So
That's a good time. Okay.
cool.
There's a lot of stuff.
Should get to
News.
news.
Some good news. Give me the good news.
I can't really say if there was like what is going on with my internet. If there was like big news this week, I can't recall anything like pretty massive.
Yeah, nothing comes to mind either.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming to PC. That happened like
Hooray.
yesterday, last night.
And it's coming out pretty soon.
Yeah, 5th of November.
It's like a month.
Which makes sense considering Rockstar just launched their own launcher. So it's like,
PC gamers like, no, Epic Games, Steam, now Rockstar launcher.
yeah, now Rockstar launcher.
What will we do with all these launchers on the same machine?
You never played Red Dead Redemption 2,
I
right?
didn't.
I did not like this
I was hyped on it, but yeah, it was a thing of when people told me. So the general consensus was like, well, some people really loved it, some people said it's slow, and the fact that it was slow, I'm like, I
It's
don't
very
know
slow.
if I want that in my life. What I am excited for, though, I won't play it, I don't think, but I love seeing Rockstar put their games on PC because they are pretty.
They are so
Pretty
beautiful. That's the thing. It's like I'll probably play this just to see it
Just
on
to
PC.
see it, yeah.
but I don't think. I mean, maybe I'll give it another chance. But I really did not enjoy this game the first time I played it.
Damn.
And I really loved the first Red Dead Redemption. So, yeah, but it's cool that it's coming to PC. New people will be able to play, so that's always good.
Oh, what is this?
The Writers Guild of America have scrapped video games from their award show, which is a travesty, I think.
Why?
Kind of shitty because there's so many good game stories and they should be recognized for that. So, Call of Duty Mobile is off to a really good start. I've heard nothing but good things about this game.
I haven't. It's free to play, right?
Yeah, I haven't tried it yet, but I know people playing it have said, yeah, this game's pretty good.
That's cool. Let's try it now with your controller. You know. Untitled Goose Game.
Untitled Goose Game.
One of us
the meme
has
that
to
keeps
play
on
this
giving.
game because if you guys, I'm sure if you're a gamer and you're on social media, you have undoubtedly seen one or two images of this good boy goose just harassing asshole goose doing something. This game has penetrated meme culture in a way that I don't think anyone expected.
It's so good.
It's everywhere. It's so funny.
Good. My favorite still is the
Thanos one.
The Thanos one. I am in it. What the fuck?
There's a goose running away with the gauntlet.
God, it's so funny. And the Castlevania one I saw yesterday was actually pretty good.
What is a goose besides a miserable pile of honks?
Yeah, a miserable pile of honks. That's it. It's so good.
Oh man. And you know what? I watched the trailer last week and the game looks fun. Like it's not just a weird thing. The game does look fun. It's just you being a goose, just being full of shit,
and with this like weird chirpy piano in the background.
Yeah,
it's so good. I really need to play this game. But speaking of Untitled Goose Game, it's only on PC and Switch at the moment. But House have said that they are open to looking at other platforms. They're just not committing to anything yet.
Yeah.
A lot of places reported saying, oh, it's coming to consoles. It's like, no.
Nope.
They said they want to, but they're not committing.
Yet. Yeah.
But it'll be cool if it does come, because I think more people should be able to play.
But I think just with the free press they're getting, a lot more people are picking up that game than they would have. You know, then some people may not have even known it existed, but they know now. And I reckon, I'm hoping sales are good, because damn. It looks awesome.
Ubisoft had to yank some microtransactions from Ghost Recon Breakpoint, which were not the sort of like cosmetic, non-game changing bullshit that people like to... people blow it out of proportion, but in my view, they should not be in a game that you pay $60 for anyway. But there were some microtransactions there that were like time savers. So they've like pulled those out just before launch. This whole thing's got this air of Battlefront 2 to it.
Yeah, and the thing is, wasn't there comment like, oh no, it is more to come out at a later stage for people who pick up the game late, want to catch up. It's like, yeah, but why is it there anyway?
Was it even there at all? Their statement was... From the beginning, two key factors stood out as extremely important for the team. That Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint doesn't include any pay-to-win elements, and to make sure that players not choosing to engage with in-game purchases do not see their experience affected. Players will be able to unlock skills and get access to plenty of varied loot and items by simply playing the game. Time savers were not designed to grant any advantage over players choosing not to use them. Additionally, Ghost War PvP has been carefully balanced to ensure that no matter your experience as a player, no one has a critical advantage based on their progression. I mean... The fact that people feel like they might be getting cheated already means you failed at that.
Yeah.
So...
It's hectic, man.
Yeah, I don't know. This whole thing feels like Battlefront 2.
Not a good look for the game before it's like... Oh, wait, it's out now, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And it's real weird because Ubisoft has this great track record of sequels to new like experiments, because Wildlands was a big experiment, like being better, and Breakpoint's the one that's like
it's broke.
Yeah.
But you know what, as I was saying yesterday, the game now maybe not great, but in typical Ubisoft fashion, I'm sure in a year or two it's going to be like, this game is way better. It's been fixed. It's been they've taken feedback into account. They've done a lot of improvements. But yeah, we'll see.
Because I know Wildlands also got off to a very rocky start, and then it like got this like cult following afterwards. So
yeah, and it just kept improving.
I really like this detail from The Last of Us 2. So you know that we had all those previews last week and whatever, and out of that came this interview or preview from Polygon, where they describe that each character in the game has a heartbeat.
Oh, man.
So, each character we already know will have individual names. So you'll hear, it kind of adds to the feeling that these are all people. Mm-hmm. But apparently now the game will dynamically measure stress levels of characters and their heart rate. And it will affect things like their breathing sounds or the way they talk. And it reminded me a lot of, we both played Spider-Man. When he's like on the phone with Mary Jane, his voice sounds different when you're swinging around. I think that's essentially what they're getting at.
That's cool.
Which is cool. It's a nice little detail, which is
that
cool.
game so hyped. So much of excitedness.
Blizzard boss says we did a poor job of contextualizing Diablo Immortal. Says the company is PC developer first. I don't think anyone really needed to hear that because I think the outrage towards the mobile Diablo was so overblown.
It was blown out of proportion.
Yeah, I mean, it's a mobile game. It's going to do incredibly well in China and America.
Despite people's naysaying it is. I mean, I'm going to play it. I want to see what it's like to have Diablo.
And Blizzard basically said that they are working on a new Diablo for PC. So it wasn't like, oh, now this is their...
I honestly think they're going to announce it this year to save face for...
Yeah. I definitely think
maybe they were developing it and expecting to show it off in 2, 3, 4 years. But now it's well, shit. The fans are pissed at us. Let's show them what they want.
I definitely think at BlizzCon this year it will be
a thing. It's Diablo 4 or something.
There's a new rumor that the PlayStation 5 will feature an inbuilt camera that you can use for streaming, which sounds like a cool idea.
That's cool. But
also sounds like the PlayStation's going to spy on you.
Yeah, my PlayStation also sits behind my screen, so that doesn't really help me.
Awkward. Yeah.
I just thought of it now. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
It would be nice if it has this component that clips into the console, and then you can maybe detach the camera.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, like you said, a lot of cameras are placed at eye level with the streamer. So unless your console's at fucking eye level, it's kind of useless.
Well, if you're sitting on a couch, you're going to be this teeny tiny little person far away. So, yeah.
I'm interested to see, But that sounds like this generation, we got sharing buttons and whatever. So that seems like the next logical step. Yeah. PlayStation 4 crossplay is finally out of beta, although Sony's making absolutely no effort to advertise that, which is weird.
Yeah, but that's a big thing. Crossplay. Yeah. Crossplay for life.
I remember some big news that happened this week.
What happened?
Good old Sean Layden left
Sony.
Oh,
yeah. That is sad.
What's he? He was a worldwide president.
He's basically the face of Sony at the moment.
He's the dude that's on stage at E3.
Yeah, he's
the dude that makes the deals. Yeah. People are like, I miss Jack Trent and Sean Layden didn't really make an impact. I thought he was great.
I thought he was good, yeah. But
he was this generation's Jack Trent, and he unveiled things like God of War and Death Stranding and stuff. He was awesome. I thought he was great.
It's sad though because are we going to see Phil Spencer step down next year? Because last year was Reggie, this year Sean Layden, next year.
No, please
TBC.
No. Phil Spencer's one of the good things.
That dude can't leave Microsoft. I think he's a good boy.
The weird thing about Sony now is the guy in charge. They're now Jim Ryan. I don't really like his policies on. He's the one that said, people actually don't want backwards compatibility, and who needs crossplay and stuff. So it's
It's going to be interesting seeing, especially now going into. So when is Sean Layden stepping down?
I think he has already.
Has he already? Damn, it was quick.
Yeah, I didn't see anything saying, it's going to be, 6 months or whatever. Let's see if I can find the story.
There you go.
Worldwide Studios boss, yeah.
Goodbye, Sean.
He's been at Sony since 1987.
Yeah,
wow.
He's been there a long time.
That's incredible.
So he was there during console wars. Aha.
Oh, yeah, that's true. This also followed a few resignations from Sony in Japan. Some big executives.
Really?
There.
I don't know what's happening there. The PS5 drama?
It's just, people need to start settling in okay, if you're in now, you're in for another generation.
You're in for the PS5 generation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think people then use that time to take stock and say, I want to try something
it makes
new,
sense,
yeah.
Okay.
There was one other story. Oh, yeah. This Troy Baker Borderlands nonsense is ridiculous. It's just So basically, Troy Baker voices a character called Reese, who was introduced in Tales of the Borderlands.
Good character.
Good character, yeah. And he didn't return for Borderlands 3, even though Reese is in Borderlands 3. And a few months ago, Gearbox basically said, or Randy Pitchford said that Troy Baker turned down the role, which was kind of like, okay, well, that's a bit weird, you know.
Yeah.
Turns out he turned down the role because Gearbox would not adhere to his union regulations. So Troy Baker was like, "Fuck that,
nah, fam,
not gonna do that." And Gearbox was like, "Nah, we're not gonna fold on this either," which is kind of shitty. It's kind of a shitty look for. I mean, it's their prerogative, whatever. But then what happened afterwards was even weirder. Gearbox basically came out with a statement saying that they couldn't come to terms with the union agreement and all that. But then they kind of took credit for Troy Baker's entire career.
What?
Which was fucking
That's
wild.
weird.
Let's see if I can find the statement. That's Troy Baker's statement. Yes, yeah. So, as a talent-owned company and talent-led organization, Gearbox enthusiastically works to ensure our pay and working conditions meet or exceed union standards. Clearly not in this case. We also believe strongly in hiring local voice actors whenever we can, which is why we're thrilled Troy's career really took off after working with us.
So what?
And everyone's like, okay, but if I'm not mistaken, someone pointed out that he did voice acting work for old Brothers in Arms games. But when I think of Troy Baker, I don't think, oh man, that dude from Brothers in Arms. I think of that dude from The Last of Us.
You know?
Or that dude from Uncharted 4. Or he did a lot of...
Also,
that dude from Persona 4.
Final Fantasy 13.
Fantasy 13,
he
yeah.
was Snow. And he's got a very distinct... You know it's Troy Baker.
Yeah.
You know? He's been in a lot of shit. Like... Was his only role with Borderlands, Tales from the Borderlands?
Reese, yeah.
He did a lot of shit before then.
Yeah, he did
so much stuff before then. And people knew Troy Baker, so I don't know.
He's is it Yosuke? I think it's Yosuke. I might be wrong. In Persona 4. Okay, I have to
one of those. I don't know, but Troy Baker, like Nolan North, been in the voice acting industry for many years now.
Oh, he's Kanji Tatsumi in Persona 4 and Persona 4 Golden.
Golden.
And that was in 2008.
So I have to look this up.
Yeah, I don't know. Gearbox really fucking doubled down there. They were just like, we're not going to adhere to his union roles. Also, be grateful, fucking Troy Baker, that we made your career. It's like,
that is
what
just
the
wild.
Fuck, guys. Like,
great. Let's see here. Okay, so he was in... When was Tales from the Borderlands? Let me just find that as a starting point, because now that's going to frustrate me.
Wasn't that like 2014 or 15?
Tales from the Borderlands. Where is it? Damn. Yeah, this guy's done... So this just shows the extent of the games he's done. I'm scrolling through dozens of games here. Where is he? Can you give me a year? No. Tales from the... Oh, here's one, for example. Bioshock Infinite. He was Booker.
Booker?
From Bioshock Infinite.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
You know, Resident Evil 6, Darksiders 2. He was a voice in Diablo 3. Who knew?
Who was he in Diablo 3?
He was a scoundrel. I think that the dude you can add to your party. He was in Mass Effect 3, Final Fantasy 13, Star Wars: The Old Republic, Saints Row the Third.
Oh, he was
Batman: Arkham City. These are all games.
Arkham City, he was Penguin, and then he was the Joker in Arkham Origins.
Fable 3. This dude was in a lot of stuff before. He was in Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. He was just like as soldiers or extras. Darksiders. He was in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Who was he there?
Joseph Allen.
Love that character
this
from
dude
Call of
has
Duty.
been in so many games, long before.
I don't know what the hell Gearbox is thinking. Yeah, and like I said, it's their prerogative to not work with the union and whatever, and it's also Troy Baker's prerogative to choose to turn down the work because they don't agree with the union, but with the way American companies are exploiting workers in the tech industry at large, like I'm kind of fucking glad that there's a union that protects voice actors.
Yeah. Okay, so Tales from the Borderlands was 2014. He was in The Last of Us, which launched before then. And even then, people knew, oh, it's Troy Baker. Damn you, Gibbs. Why you like this?
I just don't. I don't get it, man. I really don't.
Okay.
That's all the news, though.
Let's get to some questions.
If you want to send us questions, you can email checkpointchatpodcast@gmail.com. You can message us on Twitter @checkpointchat. You can now message us on Instagram.
So to give you...
What's the tag?
It's @checkpointchat. We got the name.
Got it. Nailed it. Locked it down.
So on Instagram, what I do is I put up a story, which there's a direct little box you can respond to.
Okay, cool.
Super simple. And that's cool because we actually got 2 questions on...
you can also message us on Facebook, although no one seems to have it.
I don't think...
Facebook/checkpointchat. Facebook.com/checkpointchat.
Checkpoint chat, okay.
Okay, hit me with those.
So, wait,
sure. What a big yawn.
There was nothing on... Oh, no. Okay, so there's nothing on Facebook. So on Instagram, we have a question from Frosty Face. He says...
Frosty Face? I like that.
What is the new season of Apex like?
I haven't played it, but it looks...
It
looks so cool.
My colleagues give me so much shit for not playing Apex with them anymore.
Yeah.
I'm going to come out and say, Frosty Face, one of my colleagues. It's like, I'm going to ask you an Apex question and put you on the spot. I haven't played Apex. I completely
really
missed season 2.
Yeah.
So I didn't play Watson, the new champion at the time. But now the new season looks really good. The new map.
Yeah.
Whole new map. There's
with a train that run through.
Yeah, that goes around it. There's a new charge rifle, which according to my colleague Nick Bertie loves Apex. He's really good at it.
Oh, is it?
It's not uncommon for him to walk into the office and be like, yeah, this weekend I got like 8 wins or something.
Damn,
He's really good at it. He loves that game. He says a charge rifle feels a bit overpowered at the moment. But new weapon there, cool. And there's a new champion called Crypto.
Yeah.
He's there to teach you about Bitcoin, beat you over the head.
His ultimate ability is he talks your ears off about blockchain.
And you get stunned for 5 seconds. Yeah. So, look, the new season looks really good, and I do want to play it. But I've got so much other stuff to play.
Yeah, me too. I do want to jump back in because I really enjoyed Apex when I played it earlier this year.
Did you see the new Halloween event coming up?
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
That looks really cool. So my understanding is that if you die, you basically you join an enemy team. You become, not like a zombie, but I want to say you become an undead or like a superpowered something. Okay. And then eventually you have to hunt down the remaining players, from my understanding, which is really cool. So it means, in Apex, you might join a game, you die, you quit, you restart the game. Here, if you die, you join an enemy team and you have to hunt down the last remaining players.
That's kind of cool.
Which is really
But then the players are still fighting each other to be first.
I think they fight each other to be first, and then it comes down like the top 10 eventually have to hold out against
That's cool.
the others or something like that. So yeah, it's really interesting little premise.
See that.
So that's season 3 of Apex. We've got to play some.
We've got to play some. Yeah, we should stream some.
A question from my friend Cello Zeta. He says,
Cello!
I'd like to know how one man can have a birthday every Tuesday and Thursday.
What?
I realize this means absolutely nothing to you because of course it wouldn't. So, Cello, friend of mine I play Counter-Strike with.
Man who throws incendiary grenades instead of flashbangs.
No, he's the guy who suffers at the hands of those who do that.
Who suffered?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I went through a phase where I was streaming a lot of Counter-Strike. Like, that's all I was playing.
Oh, right. Tuesday, Thursday, yeah.
Yeah, and then eventually I bounced. I was like, I'm going to start playing other games, like move off Counter-Strike. And so one day it's like, hey, it's Xander's birthday. Xander's another friend we play with. It's like, come on, it's Xander's birthday. You have to play Counter-Strike with him. You have to stream it. Okay. It's like, okay, I did that on the Tuesday. That same Thursday is like, yeah, it's Xander's birthday today. You have to stream Counter-Strike. And every week without fail on the Tuesday, I get a message saying, oh, hey, it's Xander's birthday today. You're going to play some Counter-Strike with us.
He's found your weakness. You can't say no to digital birthday.
And it's funny because he's actually stopped saying it. And now I'm the one going, I really want to play Counter-Strike.
You've been sucked back in.
I've been sucked back in.
Why are you like this?
God damn. Okay, so that's there we go. No, that's how one man can have a birthday on a Tuesday and a Thursday. It's to sway me to play Counter-Strike.
That's a. I didn't know it would go that direction.
Yeah, there you go.
Good.
So on Twitter we had an interaction from Vadner Botma, I think, said, let's have a chat about Half-Life 3.
It's never coming out.
It's never coming out. Look, I think that one day we will get a Half-Life 3. And it's
Maybe.
going to be nothing. It's not going to meet people's expectations.
Of course not.
Never. Doesn't matter if it's the best thing on the planet. People are like, nah, I expected more from Half-Life 3.
I don't think we're ever going to get a game called Half-Life 3. I think before we do that, we'll get a game called Half-Life.
The
if
reboot.
anything, yeah, a reboot or a reimagining. I think that ship has sailed so far.
They can't do a reboot though. We've got Black Mesa already, that fan-led project that's like spent years remaking that.
It looks pretty good as well.
The game's out, but they've still working on releasing the final level, like Zen. What is the alien planet called? That last part of the game they haven't remade. They still, for years they've been doing it. It's been a long ass project. Half-Life, I don't know. I don't think it's coming out. I still feel like it'll come out one day, and I want to cling to the belief that one day they're going to shadow drop it. They're not going to announce it.
Jesus, could you imagine?
You're going to wake up and on Steam to be like, Half-Life 3 out now.
Jesus.
But the internet will explode.
The internet will explode. So, like, it will be, and then they'll realize that nothing could ever live up to the hype of that. So I think we've said this so many times. Valve understands that. I think that ship sailed so long ago that it's impossible to release something like that now and not suffer some sort of consequence. So,
God damn. Okay, so there's your Half-Life 3 chats. Let's bounce to email where we have leftover questions from Migs from last week. But you said to me that he sent more questions this morning.
No, yesterday. I opened them, so that's probably why they're not pinging as new.
Fine. So let's start with the last week. Yo, plucking camels.
Plucking camels.
If you had to choose, would you pick a dog or a cat for companionship, and why?
Ooh. So I've been thinking about this a lot because I want to hopefully move into a new place next year and whatever, and it'll probably be an apartment of some kind. And I want a cat, man. I want a cat. Okay, listen. I've lived with dogs and cats my entire life, but my cats have never been like your cats because we have dogs around the house, so they're never free to be like super lovable. And whatever. They just like, they act like cats. They piss off for a long time. They come back for food, whatever. But man, then I visit you.
My cats are good cats.
Lupin and Luna are like dog cats. They're like what I think of as dogs, but in cat form.
That's what I found though, is that people who hate cats are people who have never owned cats, because they're used to the stereotypical cat of like a cat only comes when it wants food, and they're assholes, they're not affectionate. Listen, if you've owned a cat, you know that's not the case. If you look after a cat, they are like, look, I love dogs, but I'm definitely a cat person because cats, for starters, they clean. They look after themselves. No, they clean. You touch a cat, they'll be like, oh, you touched me. Then they'll clean themselves immediately. You don't have to train them. Like besides the obvious, like if you don't want them to scratch the furniture, it's still a thing of you can buy a scratch post and like discourage that bad behavior. But you don't. Yeah, you don't have to potty train them, which to me is the biggest mind boggle ever, because even as kittens, they just know to use a litter box.
Yeah.
So
like in their DNA.
And not only that, especially for you, someone who's like going to move into an apartment, that they're very low maintenance.
Yeah, they're very self-sufficient.
You don't have to worry about walking your cats.
Although I do want to. I've seen people with like little cat harnesses.
I think if you do it from little as kittens, you can train them to, be comfortable.
Enjoy the walk.
I can't do that with Lupin.
No, fuck no. You'll be like, what is this?
I'll drag them along. They'll be like, ah!
You see a dog on the road, like freak out.
Yeah. So, but like, if you were to ever go away for a week or two or a month, or whatever, it's so easy for someone to just pop in there, feed them. They look after themselves.
I think if you're living in a smaller place, it's definitely easier to have that. And I think also dogs need space to roam, and dogs are far more like, you can't leave them alone for long periods of time because they freak out completely. So I love dogs more than cats, definitely, because I just find them really fun.
Well, look, the question is for companionship, and I do think like dogs, they're loyal from day one. Like
they will die for you.
They as puppies, they always happy to see you. And cats, you get cats like that, like Lupin's like that. He follows me around the house, always wants to be given affection, but it's a different kind of companionship.
Someone robbed you, he would watch.
He'd be like, lick his paw, like, don't forget to grab the TV.
Yeah, exactly. Or you'd like lie on your desk, like, you can't have this keyboard.
But it's a weird thing because that being said, Lupin and I focus on Lupin more just because I've had him longer, and Luna's very shy. She's not as
She's
friendly.
come out of her shell.
She's come out of her shell, but she's not as friendly.
I remember her being far more skittish.
Super skittish.
Yeah.
But Lupin, he's like, I remember studying at varsity. Lupin would come, sit like next to me on the table and just sleep there. And I saw that again with Lenska now, because she's never had cats before. My cats. She's busy studying, and she was so thrilled. Like, she's studying next to her. Both cats were sleeping. It's like just cool companionship.
Yeah.
So
no, they definitely work in different scenarios for sure. But yeah, I want an apartment cat so badly.
Apartment cat. You're gonna walk your apartment cat.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god. Hey, Chatty Pa Carbosa.
Ooh.
That's your Pez name.
Pa
They couldn't license you. Are you guys finicky on the water you consume? Some people prefer a specific brand of bottled water. Others live by sparkling water only. Then there are some who prefer flavored water.
Ugh.
As long as it's fairly clean and safe, I'll drink any kind of water. I'm not fussed.
Oh no, I'm fussed. I'm fucking fussed, man.
Wait, what water do you want?
Okay, actually, I'm more fussed on the one that I will not drink. Nestle bottled water.
Is it
I don't
bad?
know why? I would love someone to explain to me why, but that water tastes like trash.
Does it taste like trash?
I don't know if it's something
garbage
to do
water.
with the bottle that they bottle it in or whatever, but Nestle water tastes terrible. I will drink that Volpre. I will drink that Woolworths water. I will drink the
All day,
Bon
every day.
Aqua. I don't give a shit. But Nestle water, terrible. Absolutely
So bad.
terrible. It feels like I'm drinking dirty water. It tastes horrible. I don't know what it is.
Maybe it is the bottle.
Yeah, it must be the bottle.
Yeah.
Because something's wrong with it.
Something's just off. But if you were good to go to a restaurant and say like you're not going to order Coke or beer or whatever, what water would you order?
Volpre probably.
Volpre. Yeah. So no sparkling, no flavored
I know sparkling. I like sparkling because it
sparkling?
tricks my brain into thinking I'm drinking Coke.
I don't get that.
I get that.
The best comparison I've seen, like there's a tweet that went out however many years ago. Drinking sparkling water is like the same as it's like TV static.
Yeah.
If you had to give it a flavor,
Drinking TV static.
Like that's how you can compare it. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. It doesn't. It's weird.
It has to be cold, but I kind of like it because sometimes you're craving a Coke.
Yeah.
But really, you're definitely craving sugar, but
yeah. You associate
drink
that with
sparkling
that,
water, and it gives you that same sort of feeling. So there's also this brand of very, very, very lightly flavored sparkling water from Woolworths.
No, okay.
Not Quella, no. It has like no sugar, no nothing, but it's...
I know what it is, yeah.
It's got this faint hint of like mint or faint hint of rose water, whatever.
You also get like...
a lime one, which is
I
nice.
think there's a lemon one. There's also like sugar-free, everything.
Exactly. So that's cool because I know... People drink like flavored sparkling water. They're like, I'm being so healthy. And it's like, that shit's got so much sugar. So much sugar.
It's water. It's see-through.
No, I don't mind it.
Yeah.
What would you choose? You don't.
I mean, I generally drink water. Like if I go to restaurants, if I'm not ordering a fizzy drink, it's just going to have a glass of water. Not even like specific
also because drinks at restaurants are so expensive.
They're so expensive. Yeah, that's a pro money saving tip. Don't order drinks at restaurants. Like order a glass of water. The bill will be a little bit cheaper.
I heard on another podcast, I think it was a Giant Bomb podcast, they were talking about that the Death Stranding console.
Oh, yeah?
And the color of that BB-8 controller.
Oh, it's piss water.
I can't remember who said it. I think it was Jeff Gerstmann. He was like, "Yeah, that looks like piss." And Ben Pack was like, "If your piss looks like that, you need to drink more water."
True.
Very funny.
I'll just have normal water, but I do like Aquila. Their flavored water is really good.
Aquila. Okay.
Like they have a nachi flavor, and it's when you drink it, you like, damn, that
nachi
is
flavored water.
Strong ass nachi flavor.
Yeah.
So it's
like
cool.
if I had to choose a flavor of water for flavored water, nachi's up there. Nachi and probably like a lemon water. Oh god, that's
Is it
stupid
Oros?
Oros episode.
Mango. Hey, clickety pickety clock. What did you
The mouse
guys
ran
think
up the
of
clock.
Comic-Con Africa 2? Any highlights?
I think we spoke about this.
Yeah, the big marking of the day for me was the meeting William Shatner, Troy Baker, and Nolan North. Fist bumped them all.
That's
you were
so
there?
cool.
That's very cool. You should have come say hello to us.
Wait, did he fist bump Troy Baker?
Yeah, all of them.
That's so dope.
I think he was there on the Saturday and we were only there on the Sunday.
That's
really
freaking
cool,
cool, man. We never go. Well, I saw William Shatner on stage, but I didn't see
got to
Troy
meet them.
or Nolan North. That's freaking cool.
Oh, wait, he sent images.
Oh, what?
Look at that. Bye-bye.
Did he cover his face?
No, I think he covered the non-people we don't know's faces.
Oh, okay.
That's cool. Oh my god, I know what Megs looks like now. have a face to go to the name if that is Meg's. Maybe this is him. He's just blocked his face out with that emoji.
That's cool.
That's very cool.
That's really awesome. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I think we've spoken about Comic-Con 2 a bunch. I really liked it. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I mean, as an improvement on the first one, I thought it was a big improvement. And you being your first one, you really enjoyed it as well.
Yeah, it was a good time.
And neither of us went to Rage, although I saw a lot of people saying they enjoyed Rage.
A lot of people enjoyed Rage.
That's cool.
But there was actually, I think the common sentiment was that Rage over the years sort of started trying to cater to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that this year felt a lot more focused back on its roots, like it is the tech-PC expo, or like more of a like I don't want to say hardcore gamer, but it's a gaming expo. It felt more like that, but I don't know.
I'm just curious because all the positive sentiment came from people that, you know, either were working there or doing something there as part of like panels or whatever, which is fine. I'm not saying that they're biased in that regard, but I do think that definitely helps your enjoyment of the event. But then we have Nicola, who only goes to Rage. He's a very forgiving gamer, put it that way. I'll put it that way. Like, he enjoys a lot of games based on the principle of, like, this is fun, it's not perfect, but I enjoy it, you know?
Yeah.
And even he went to Rage and was like, man, this is shit.
Oh, did he hate it?
Yeah, he was like, there's no pre-release games to play. There's nothing.
On that regard, I think it's lacking.
Yeah, he said he played like Gears of War 5, which had been out for like weeks before then. I mean, the fact that he played an Xbox game shows me there was hardly anything to play there. I was just going to
say that just that alone, I'm like, damn.
Yeah, like he's
a PlayStation gamer through and through. He's anti everything else.
His blood is blue.
Yeah, it's definitely blue. That's funny.
He's not a cop. He just likes Sony.
Maybe he is a cop. He's also a drug lord.
Ooh, Serbian cop drug lord.
What does Nicola do for a living?
I don't know.
He says that he works at a company, but he just plays games all day. He's a drug dealer. We all know this.
And then the other day he was like, oh, they opened up a Ubisoft studio in, I think it was Belgrade in Serbia.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, that'll be the perfect job for me. I'm like, what? No. You can't sit at home and play games then?
All day. You actually have to just work, you know? Okay.
Love you, Nicola.
Next question. Cool. Number one NASCAR.
Number one NASCAR. Top 5 NASCARs.
Cool Pachisi Clementine.
Ooh.
Do you guys have preferred means of eating food? For example, knife and fork, single kitchen utensil like a fork, knife or spoon, bare hands, hand-fed by someone.
Ooh, that's
you don't
weird.
eat at all and live solely on vitamin capsules.
Soylent and vitamin capsules.
Depending on the food, it's either fork or barehanded. I hand sanitize often.
I had this, well, okay, this is a bit of a tangent, but I had this discussion with someone at work the other day. I was like, if you could have a tablet that will satiate you know, your hunger for a week at a time, would you do it?
No.
And they were like, yes. I was like,
no.
I would never do that.
No ways.
I love the act of eating. Like, I love sitting down and having a tasty meal. And
I would, honestly, I'd probably balance both because I do enjoy the act of eating, but sometimes the fact that you should have 3 meals a day, it's like, damn, you actually spend a lot of time just chilling and actually eating, which is nice, don't get me wrong. But there are times when I get home after work and you have to think about dinner, then you have to make dinner.
Fair. The preparation is a different thing,
then it's like, okay, we've got to do dinner, then you got to eat, then you still got to do the dishes. I'm like, if I could remove that from my daily schedule,
the preparation is a tough part.
Imagine getting home, you just shower and you chill. That's it. You know, that would be really cool. But yeah, the act of eating, food's good.
Knife and fork all the way, unless I'm eating like a burger or a pizza.
Yeah, I must say I've really learned to appreciate the spoon lately. Probably the most versatile utensil because you can use it to eat like everything.
I eat curry with a spoon.
Okay, you can't eat spaghetti with a spoon.
No, I say curry.
No, but I'm just thinking, I'm like, it's very versatile.
Depends what pasta, I think. Yeah. You can't eat spaghetti.
No, spaghetti you can't. But yeah, curry is a good example of like, you know, if you're eating it out of a bowl, you'll leave. If you're eating with a fork, it's hard to get all the rice.
So hard,
so spoon is the right one.
Spoon you can get the right amount of rice and that curry gravy, and then you can use your hands. This is a dual prong approach to get that naan in there. Fuck yeah,
a naan, damn.
Fuck, I love curry.
When we were going to the Leopard for their butterbean curry,
so good. Oh no, wait, really I didn't have that there. I had the feijoada there. The chicken fish.
Okay, you've got to try the butterbean curry.
Yeah.
It's
No.
my favorite.
Wait, I had the butterbean curry. Yeah, because I was like,
did.
oh, this is kind of like feijoada. Yeah. Because it has the butterbeans.
Okay.
I love butterbeans. It's so good.
Was that? Okay, that's the last question from last week. So this week's
Does the leopard do a melazan?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Melazani.
Yeah.
Melazani, yeah. I think they do one.
Eggplant.
Yeah, I think they do one. It's a good
down.
time. Howdy, cheeky peacemaking chaps. Wow, I like
that we're peacemaking.
With news that Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming out to PC on the 5th of November. You must always remember. Should I get it on PC or play the PS4 edition? I won the PS4 copy a few days since it was released, borrowed it to a friend of mine since I have other games to play in the meantime. It's almost a year and he still hasn't played it despite platinuming Devil May Cry 5.
Because it's a better
He's currently
game.
addicted to Link's Awakening.
Yes.
Cry laugh emoji.
Link's Awakening.
Megs, you should ask for your copy back if you want to play it. I don't know. I'd say you own the copy on PS4, so play it on PS4.
I think it really depends what PS4 you have.
Okay, maybe.
Because that game runs like trash.
If you have a PS4 Pro,
PS4, yeah.
Play it on PS4
If you have the
Pro.
PS4 Pro, I think play it on the PS4 Pro. But if you have a good PC, if you have a much better PC, then I think you're going to benefit from the 60 frames.
I was going to say,
and all that.
if you didn't own a copy, I'd say buy it on PC because, master race things,
gonna be
PC
better,
will run it much better. So,
but if you just have a base PS4, then I don't think you're missing out on much because I know that game ran poorly on base PS4 and Xbox One.
Damn.
So I know the definitive way to play it right now is on Xbox One X, but the Pro version's just as good.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
Last question. Hello. Chumping powerful calamities.
What?
Sorry.
Calamities. I wanted to know what a calamite
My
was.
reading sometimes bad. If you fall asleep while playing a game, is it a sign that you should drop it and play something else or continue playing until it's finished? In before Alessandro says get more sleep.
You should get more sleep.
Game in question is Gears of War 5 Act 2 Dirtier Little Secrets.
Wait, he fell asleep playing Gears of War Act 2?
Apparently.
Wow. Wait, Gears of War 5?
Gears of War 5 Act
Man,
2.
that act was so dope. If anything, I would have fallen asleep in the first act of Gears 5 because that first act is pretty boring, then it gets really friggin' good after that. I don't know. I've never fallen asleep playing a game, but
never.
No, because
I'm
an adult. I go to sleep.
I've had it where my eyes are heavy. I'm like, but I want to play more. I'm like, okay, I need to go to bed.
But I've never friggin' fallen asleep on like a desk or my couch or something.
My
like
brother's fallen asleep playing games.
Really?
Which is hilarious.
Get more sleep. Good Lord.
No, it's because he plays like my brother adult with a kid. He's very limited gaming time.
Yeah,
so he's playing late at night and he's told me he's had it once or twice where he just falls asleep.
Shame.
But then you get people like Craig also have kids. Some are play till early hours of the morning, get no sleep.
I don't know how he survives on 4 hours of sleep a day. I can't. It hurts me physically to think about it. Like,
okay, but thinking of this question, I think Megs is talking about the game is boring.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. You have to ask yourself really, did you fall asleep because you were playing because you were really tired or were you bored and you fell asleep? Yeah. I think if you were bored, just drop that game. There's so many games out there now. You do not need to complete everything you start.
Yeah.
I think that was the thing that made me feel so much better this past year and a half is just like,
you don't finish everything.
I don't feel the need anymore to finish things I start. And I used to be like, I've started this, I'm committed to this. Man, starting a game now, being bored in the first hour or two and going like, I don't need to play this.
Yeah.
Like Red Dead Redemption, I gave like 10 hours. And then I was like, I just can't. I can't anymore. I'm not having fun with this.
Red Dead Redemption fans are like, it gets really good after 20 hours.
I mean, there are a lot of people that I respect that, that I agree with their game opinions who really love that game. It's not for me. It's really not for me.
It's a tricky balance because honestly, some games, they are painful, but then the payoff at the end is like, it makes it worth it. So a good recent example is The Last Guardian for me, where the game itself, like, it was a weird thing of it frustrated me, and then there were moments that made me go like, oh, that's cool. But for the most part, I was like, this game is like, I don't know where to go.
Yeah, I agree.
It doesn't control so well. But then I made it to the end. I was like, I'm so glad I played that.
Yeah, because that ending is
such
really
but it's
strong.
like such a weird thing of like, you can't sell it to someone like that. Like, hey, play this game. After 10, 15 hours, it'll be worth it.
Yeah, and that game frustrated the living shit out of me at times.
Yeah. And like another good example is some people don't enjoy Final Fantasy 15. But for me, like I enjoyed it. For the most part, I enjoyed it. Oh, one or two things I was like, yeah, it's okay. But what really made the game for me is that one final cutscene. But you can't tell someone to play a game like play Final Fantasy 15. You're sinking the 20, 30, 40 hours just for that 1 minute cutscene.
Heart-wrenching.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like some games, it's hard to equate.
And it's not a case of like, oh, go watch it on YouTube. You need to have that journey. You need to have the journey.
Yeah. But I mean, you could play the first 2 hours of Final Fantasy 15 like, oh, this game's boring. It's not for me. And you can shelve it. But
it's weird though, because Final Fantasy 15 is actually good in the front.
And then it gets worse. Yeah. But you know what I mean? It's a difficult thing. It depends on you as a gamer and what you want out of games.
Definitely.
I agree with you. Like if a game's bad after 1 or 2 hours, generally you can tell, but sometimes those games are worth. Like there are exceptions. Like those two come to mind. The Last Guardian. Honestly, that game was very frustrating, and for some reason I was like, I have to finish it, and I did, and I was really glad I did.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm sure there are cases where you've pushed through something because you think it's going to get better, and then it just ends, and you're like, oh,
damn. Yeah. So don't get me wrong. There are very few exceptions. Like if a game's bad, don't give it your time unless you like.
Your time is a very precious commodity. So if you feel like it's being wasted on something, move on. That's my advice.
Your time is like water to
It is finite. It is very finite.
The next Bond villain out to steal time.
We are bombarded with so many good games now that there's no reason to play a bad one just because, well, there's nothing else to play.
Well, it's only thing using myself as a case study. Only like the past year since we've started getting review games again, I've had to bounce around between playing the games you are given. But remember, when we started this podcast, everything I spoke about, literally old games, but all really good games. I was really spoiled in that I got to choose exactly what I wanted to play, and I was spoiled for choice. There's a lot of good stuff to play.
Look at how far you've come. You finished Control, and I haven't even played an hour
played
of it.
Control, and here I am playing Pez.
Yeah, playing Pez.
Definitely not my first choice of game. Yeah.
But yeah, that's my advice. Also, just get more sleep.
Get more sleep. Sleep's good for you.
7-8 hours, not hard. You'll feel so much healthier. You'll feel good.
5-6 hours.
I don't know how you do it, but if that works for you, that works for me. It's like sleep. People underestimate the power of sleep on your mood, on your energy levels, on anything.
It's important.
It's so important.
Super important.
I want to get one of those weighted blankets. Apparently, it helps you sleep better.
A weighted blanket?
Yeah, it's like slightly weighted, and it's meant to simulate you being in a cocoon.
I'll never get up. Why would you give that to me?
So good. I want it so badly.
I want to rock up like, hey, I'm here to record a podcast. You're like, I'm in my cocoon. Don't go away.
Or it's like, I went to gym yesterday. I can't lift my blanket.
It's too heavy.
It's too heavy.
That's all the questions. Damn, we made it. We went over, but we made it.
We made it. If you want to send us questions, like everyone, all these good fine fellows here, at peeps. Checkpoint Chat on Twitter, at Checkpoint Chat on Instagram, facebook.com/checkpointchat, or checkpointchatpodcast@gmail.com. We didn't get
everywhere.
it on Gmail. I'm so irritated by that.
Damn it, it's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun. We'll find you, Checkpoint Chat.
Yeah, we'll find
Gmail.
you. We'll find you.
We'll offer you $5.
We'll send the IP police.
Actually, we should honestly just email and be like, hey, do you use this email?
Yeah, do you use this email address? If no, can you let it go?
Have it. Thank you. Goodbye.
Please. Anyway,
done.
It's been a good episode of Checkpoint Chat.
Yeah.
Spoke about some video games, spoke about getting more sleep and drinking water, and what you should do if your pee is the color of a BB.
Oh, no.
Drink more water.
If your pee is the color of a BB.
Drink so much more water. Stop drinking Red Bull and drink water.
Was this advice to yourself?
Yes.
10 years from now, you come back, you're like, what was 10 years past me like? And it's like, drink more water.
Drink more water.
I haven't changed.
Stop drinking Red Bull. Get more sleep. God damn. Thank you for listening. We'll be back next week. Bye.
Love you long time.